How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Marshall, and today we'll be installing paddle shifters on my 2005 Chrysler 300C. So let's go ahead and get into the install. Let's go ahead and start with the disassembly process, which first step is to remove the bolts out of the airbag. So if you come around to the rear of the steering wheel, I'm gonna have to turn on my left blinker. Hold on, let me take off this extension. All right, back with a much shorter extension. Tight shit, let's see. All right, the last one, I don't know how we're supposed to do it. That's okay. I'm gonna set the camera down real quick. You gotta unplug these wires. And well, I'm not doing that with one hand, so I'll catch up with you in a second. All right, I picked up the phone again now that I got this down. So this is the main cord that's gonna hang you up from getting it down, right? You gotta pull this tab right here. Hold on, let it focus. This tab right here, you gotta pull up. So this little prong, this little piece that sticks up right through here. So you gotta lift this up over that piece and you're golden. I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera down. I got some fat fingers and this ain't finna work out. But they are color coordinated, as you can see. So they're easy to plug back up. I'm gonna catch up with y'all in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these. Now the next step is this center bolt right here. So, or technically you could make the next step taking out these 4 screws, which attaches this back piece. However, you can pull it all together if you want. It's a preference. There's not much more to getting the wheel off. Just hold on. Here we go. This one, go ahead. I'll put this. Go. Alrighty, now I got the left one off as well. This one took a little bit of prying. Sometimes that happens. This clip up here was holding on. Meanwhile, these 3 other clips were quite a bit easier. So that is something to keep in mind. It happens with OEM product as well. The new wheel does have Mercedes AMG paddle shifters, and Zen carbon fiber gave them a little bit of extra shape in carbon fiber. So I can't wait to use those, mess around, downshift, stage rolls, whatever. So my first wheel was a flat bottom with a curved top, regular top, and no paddles, of course. Now we have the paddles, not only flat bottom, but flat top as well. This is going to be fun and a whole lot easier when downshifting and everything else. Yeah, I love that. These wheels look so clean. And the black buttons look crazy compared to the like slate gray, silverish. I call them gray. We will have this wheel installed soon enough. And then I do have to take apart the vehicle. The column has to be disassembled. The kick pan needs to come off. The panels down here need to come off. It is a direct wire situation to the slapstick. So the slapstick has wires coming off of it, and we're tapping into those and bringing them all the way up and linking them through the other part of the wiring harness that he provides, which in turn allows those paddle shifters to react the same way as you either slapping it to the left or to the right. So let's go ahead and get into it. The dash panel, kick panel, and the whole center console have to come out. Let me go ahead and get crack-a-lacking on that, and I'll get back with y'all. So I have to pop out the bezel, which I already did. As gripped up here, And then I popped it out down here as well. The last clip, yep, is right there. And now I got to disconnect the wiring, so I'll catch up with you in a second. I need both hands. There's that fucking tab right there. Found it. Be right back, y'all. Some progress has been made. The bezel is missing. We have moved this up, and now we have finally removed this. Now I gotta get these 5/16 down in here, and these 2 screws. So I'll catch up with y'all in a few minutes. We're taking off the steering column cover with the clock spring. I'll catch up with y'all in a second. All right, well, the little T30 bits that we had wouldn't fit because the bit is about this large, and then you slide it into whatever little driver, and well, it becomes too large. So we had to visit AutoZone and grab ourselves a nice little T30. Got the clock spring and steering column cover out, and now it's basically time to get wiring and then reassembling. All right, guys, before we get deeper into this install, I would like to go over the wiring harness for the paddle shifters, how I obtained it, where you can get it, and everything else. So to start off, the only person who offers a wiring solution for this is Anthony from Anthony's Garage. Anthony came up with a wiring solution when he wanted to run paddles in his Charger, and he installed the paddles to his OEM wheel, figured out the wiring and everything else. And really the only stipulation is the fact that you have to have auto stick from factory. You have to be able to select the gear from factory. Therefore, if you have that, you can tap into it, connect it to paddle shifters with Anthony's kit, and then utilize those paddles to shift rather than down at the actual gear select. And y'all who have pursuit vehicles, patrol cars, whatever you want to refer to them as, them Chargers, y'all will be able to use one of these kits as well, because he specifically came up with a kit for you guys with the column shift. So he basically covers all bases of the LX platform. So to obtain that wiring harness for the paddle shifters and make it easier on yourself, go ahead and direct message Anthony from Anthony's Garage. You can reach him on Instagram as well as Facebook for y'all who don't have Instagram. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to installing the paddle shifters and wiring them up. I'm about to run the wiring harness that Anthony from Anthony's Garage provided me. This is the clock spring to the actual shifter, and then this is the steering wheel wiring harness. This goes from the front of the clock spring directly to the paddles, and it taps into one wire on the wiring harness. So let's get to it. I am going to run this wiring harness from here through this access port through here, and then we'll plug it on in, and then I'll put it back. But let's get to running the wiring harness that is from the actual shifter to the back of the clock spring. So we are going to tap into the yellow and blue wire right here. And Anthony color coordinated everything. So you should be set to go. So I fed it behind the good old ashtray and nice heated seats. And we're gonna feed it up through here, and then it should pop out right through here. And then I plug it on into 5 and 6 right here. Oh, there we go. And you want to make sure this little locking tab right here is facing the outside of the plug. So facing this way. So what you'll want to do is lift this away. It'll come up over this pin, and then go ahead and slide this out of the way. Boom, 2 very beautiful clicks. Now it's time to get this back together. There we go. Wow. Now that we fed it from here back up through here, go ahead and there we are. And now she won't pull down due to the locking tabs on the back. The black zip tie would hold that clip on and then hold this up a little bit. My actual lock is gone, missing. I have no idea where it went. It wasn't here when I disassembled everything, so that indicates someone has been here before. So now to actually get the clock spring and steering column cover back on, And then I'm sure it will have power, but let's go ahead and make sure the power is coming to those pins on the front side. So you want to line her up. And then, of course, this back piece over here is going to be a little off. You're going to have to line it up. And it will take a little bit as the center of the shaft locks in with the clock spring, but hold on. There we go. As y'all can see, I tapped into the blue and the yellow and then plugged it up accordingly. Now, I should be able to there we go, baby. There we go. And now it's time to start working on the wheel harness, the steering wheel harness itself. So the actual backing, so you see where this is, this little inlay, this tab that holds it, there will be these two little tabs. Take those off so it can sit smoothly. I ran the steering wheel harness around the back and went ahead and attached the back trim piece that covers the steering column and the actual clock spring, as I wanted it to stay in place. These will go to the paddles, these four, and then this is to tap in down here, and this will go to the clock spring. Before I go any further, I have to put the steering column little cover back on and line this up, so I'll catch up with y'all in just a second. So there is a yellow and black wire for the upshift, there we go, and a blue and black wire for the downshift. So I have to go ahead and cut these off and then crimp them into the wiring harness. So us 05 to 07 guys need to tap into the middle wire that is white with a green stripe. So I went ahead and did so. I'm going to go ahead and run the rest of the wiring harness. I have the wires for the paddle shifters stripped down. Now I just got to make the connections. So I've got the yellow crimped onto the upshift, blue crimped onto the downshift, and it doesn't matter which wire goes where. I could put the yellow wire on. Each one of these is just an actuator switch. Alrighty, so I slid the wheel back on. You can see I have yellow to upshift and a ground, blue to downshift and a ground, and then we have the ground, and then we have the wires from the clock spring fed back through. This white clip plugs here. These go to the back of the airbag. And now, this wire right here, yellow facing up, gets plugged into the clock spring. So now that these little screws are back in place and the center console is back in place, I can put the ashtray back because these go behind the ashtray. So let's go ahead and do that. Shimmy it down. Instead of disconnecting it, I just shimmied it on up there. Alright, so hold on. Close this. That's this plug right here. Go ahead. Oh. We got these screws right here. Now I finally put my carbon fiber shift knob back. Alright, I'm gonna need two hands for this. I gotta plug up these two plugs and then this top plug right here. But y'all see it has enough room to run behind here. And of course these plugs won't be touching it at all. And I'm gonna tuck it back a little bit, but it'll be behind the bezel, of course. Alright, y'all, we got the paddle shifters installed and working. Hold on. Let's get it with this Trans Am, yo. All right, y'all, this was the first little POV, little testing of the paddle shifters. We're gonna head home, and tomorrow I'll catch up with y'all in just a little short POV drive and finish off the video. I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, so it is not the next day. I cannot lie, it is more than a week later, but that just means I have more insight into using these paddles. Cruised in the second right there. So you can downshift to help corner better or be in the power band better, whatever you would like, and then just cruising through the gears is fun. It allows you to stay in that power band. You don't have to be on the pedal very much to feel the torquiness of the gear. And then, of course, staging for a roll, something of the sorts. So you can use these to rev match and have some fun, or you can use them for engine braking, like earlier in the video when that light turned yellow. I usually do not downshift that hard. I don't like it, but sometimes it's all right. But honestly, I use it to listen to this Hemi just a little bit better. Alright guys, so we're gonna end the video here with a couple of downshifts, and you know, they're fun, they're enjoyable, and it can keep you in the power band whether you're on the freeway or you're taking off from a stoplight and you just want to control exactly how the car acts. There are many uses, and they also look pretty sweet. So I hope you enjoyed the install video, and I'll see you in the next one. Damn, them look good.